Yo, AT here, BRL Leclerc, and today is the season finale of the BRL League. Basically, as you're going to see throughout this video, there's a few things that are going to seem odd to you. That is because I've got a few things to get off my chest with regards to when I hosted the USA round, when I was the host of the USA round of the URL lobbies, because basically I got accused of not having Park Ferme on. Bloody hell, that was close from Ben there, wasn't it? Anyway, back to the topic. A guy in the URL league accused me of not having Park Ferme turned on, as now we're starting a lap. Yeah, you're going to see Ben's quite close to us here, which, as you will see throughout the lap, distracts me a bit, which results in me losing the good lap that I was on. But back to this topic, I'll let you have your own opinions of what's currently on the screen here. Anyway, yeah, back to the topic. In the URL America race, I was accused, in GP1, I was accused of not having Park Ferme turned on. Well, I can assure you that I had Park Ferme turned on as always, just like I do in BRL, and you're going to see on my qualifying one later that I am going to do exactly what people thought meant that I didn't have Park Ferme turned on when I did. It was basically due to a glitch. So as you will see, I will later on exploit this glitch. And as a result, it should clear my name as to why people accused me of, as you can see me and Ben going side by side here, because it's already ruined my lap and I wasn't letting him get through because I was a bit seeing red at this point, because I thought he ruined my lap, so I thought I'd ruin his a bit. So 50-50 is my opinion here of what's going on here. Anyway, back to the topic. Yeah, I was accused by someone who will remain nameless. Excuse me. And basically, they accused me of having Park Ferme turned off just because they didn't win the race due to someone exploiting a glitch in the game. That basically meant that if you wrecked your car in quali, you could get a fresh set of tyres for the race. This person, who will also remain nameless, excuse me, basically this person also exploited the glitch, and as a result he got a fresh set of harder compound tyres. I can't remember which excuse me, this fake cough is now giving me a real cough. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're on lap 3 here. We don't have much fuel left for the qualifying one, so it's basically do or die here, because there's still a chance that someone could hit that magical 1:39 lap time. So we're going to be pushing hard here. As you can see, we've not had a brilliant lap, but that's probably because the tyres are already fucked up. So excuse me, damn, what's with me today? Sorry about this. So yeah, basically on the lap, and as you can see, now we're starting to gain time. Only just, it's only fractional, but now we've gained a big chunk there, and an even bigger chunk there. Oh, no, now we're losing time, and then it's gaining time. Yeah, so this lap's a bit all over the place here. But as I said, do or die here because of the fact that there's nothing else we can do. Anyway, we're going to cross the line and do a 1:39.995, and then, oh no, we crashed. Oh dear, what are we going to do? Oh, that is such a shame. Anyway, pole position. And as you can see, we are now starting on the super soft tyre. So that's the glitch there that I was talking about earlier in the video. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the formation lap. And yeah, we're gonna do the formation lap now. And before we, I'm gonna probably skip most of the formation lap and just show you the standings before the race, which is here. As you can see, I lead with 261, and I already pretty much crowned myself champion at the last race. So now it's just a matter of going on to the start line as we now form up at the end of the formation lap onto the grid. And now we're going to get ready for some racing, hopefully, as my phone goes off. Never mind, that's just, I probably shouldn't have looked at the phone there, never mind. Anyway, now we're just going to wait for people to form up, and then this race will be ready to go. Oh, ooh, pardon me. Anyway, so, yep, 5 lights are coming on, and we're off. So now we're on the move, obviously, and through the first corner. Now we're on the super softs here, and Ed is on the ultra soft, so it's going to be crucial to try and keep him behind us if we're going to pull off this race win. Because the strategy for us, as you can see on the map, there's been a big coming together somewhere behind us. I know Bottas has lost a lot of time, my teammate, so I'm not sure what happened exactly, but yeah, it's pretty much left it pretty much big gap of the top 2, and then a long gap to third place pretty much already, and that's just the first few corners, which is a shame. I was hoping for BRL Bottas to give me a bit of a fight as well as Ed. As I was saying though, we need to try and keep Ed behind us because he's on faster rubber and we're on a 2-stop, which I think he is as well, but he's on faster rubber, so he's going to probably be fitting different compounds to his car compared to me as we take out the Bullard there. And as you can see, we're on the super soft, so we need to try and keep him behind us until his tyres wear out, and then eke out a gap ready for the pit stops, because he will, as we run extremely wide there, not good. So we need to build up a bit of a gap just so that we can like not get undercut by him when he pits for new tyres, because obviously he'll be pitting before us because he's on the softer compounds. So now we're going into the final corner to end lap 1, and as you will see, obviously it's fastest lap because it's the first lap of the race. Now moving on to lap 2, and as you can see, Ed is pretty close to us with those proximity arrows, as I think he's going to get a good run on us here because we fucked up the chicanes here. Yeah, and we get poor traction out there as well. Look at him, he's right on us. We give him the space on the inside, but for some reason, I'm not sure what happened, but he just suddenly dropped quite a way behind us. I'm not sure if he backed off or what. Excuse me. And now we've got a bit of a gap to him, but still not anything major. Excuse me, I'll keep burping now. Damn. So yeah, moving on to the end of lap 2, and you'll see that Ed still gets the fastest lap despite backing out of the move that he did. Now on to the start of lap 5, and Ed is in the pits, as you can see, because his tyres have obviously gone off to the point where he can't keep up with us. Our engineer is now trying to react to that, saying look, pit at the end of this lap. Well, I thought no, these tyres still feel good, so I'm going to keep going until the tyres go off, and we get a little warning there, tucked up, and now going through the hairpin onto the straight. Try and keep it in second gear so you can get better traction out of the corner. Now onto lap 8, and I believe Ed had been fighting with Mighty Dylan at some point, but as you can see we're 25 seconds more or less ahead of him, and he's on fresher tyres. But the funny thing that I found here is that for some reason we were pulling away from him despite being on the like more worn out rubber compared to him. So like obviously it's taken a bit of time to get the heat into those softs for him to actually be able to nail the lap times. So I believe we stay out an extra lap here because yeah, we're staying out an extra lap here because as I said, the tyres feel great still, so well, not great, but like they felt like they could still do some decent pace. As you can see, we're doing a 1:44.8 there, which obviously isn't like mind-blowing compared to quali pace, but it was actually still really solid race pace compared to the other cars around me. So as you can see, Ed hasn't even got to the final corner yet. That's how big our lead is, but then bear in mind we're still to pit. But yeah, as you can see, Ed's on the yellow mark softs, so I'm going to guess that he goes onto the super softs towards the end as Ben retires. At this point, we're praying that there's no safety car, because that would just destroy our strategy and our advantage, which is not what we want. So as you're going to see when we go into the second sector, the gap is still around 24-25 seconds, which is pretty damn decent for like being able to pit and still come out ahead. So as you can see, Ben's left the session, no surprise there. Whenever he crashes, he just quits the session because he gets so pissed off about it. As you can see, there you go, 24.3 seconds over Ed. And now we're going to come into the pits here, and it's going to be a bit of a cautious entry because I haven't raced properly on a distant more than 5 laps sort of thing at Abu Dhabi for quite a long time, because I've been doing a lot of sprint modes in between league races, not so much like distance races. Anyway, we fit another set of super softs, and that's a 1.8 second pit stop there, which is not bad at all. That's solid pit work by the Ferrari crew there. And now we're going to go into the tunnel section of the pit lane exit. Very cautious again, because like that pit lane exit, like that's the easiest place you can throw away a race win, which obviously we don't want. So now we're going to come out, and we are some distance ahead of Ed, despite him being on, or was on, fresher tyres compared to us for like a good number of laps, because he pitted on like lap 5 or something, didn't he? And yet he was on fresher tyres, and yet he couldn't get the undercut on us, which is really interesting. So now we are on the super softs, lap 10 here. We're not going to be setting anything blisteringly quick or anything, but of course not, that's our out lap there, isn't it? Stupid idiot. Anyway, so lap 11, and like we are still quite comfortably out front. Now it's just a case of trying to build up our lead. As you can see, we have built up a huge lead over the next 7 or 8 laps. It's an 18.2 second lead. Now my tyres felt great. I felt like if I could string them on a couple more laps, then maybe I could pit for the ultra softs. But then I thought if Ed pits now, he could get the undercut on me on the faster rubber, because I had a feeling he was going to pit for the super softs. And for some reason, I just had a feeling that this was going to be the lap that he pitted, so I thought I'd basically match what he does. So it was a bit of guessing what he was doing, and as you can see, we pile into the pits, if that's even a word. Anyway, so yeah, we're in the pits, lap 19, and Ed's closed us down to about 17.5 seconds there. So we're going to come out of the pit box, then that's 2.1 second. Not the best of pit stops, but still Ferrari did a good job with the 1.8, so I think they're entitled to do a slightly slower one. Anyway, so we're now coming out of the pit lane, very cautious again, and as you can see, Ed has pitted for his super soft tyres. Now that is surprising, because are his super softs going to have enough pace in them or enough wear in them to chase me down with about 10 laps to go? Will those supers have enough grip in them by the end of the race? Because when I came out of the pits and I saw that he had pitted, I then thought, basically what I thought was that he should have tried to string on those softs a bit longer, because then he could have pushed the super softs a bit harder and for a few less laps. So we're on lap 25 here, and as you're about to see, I believe Ed has had to back right off here. So lap 26, we are, I can't see that, is that 16 seconds or something on the preview screen there? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's about 16 seconds or so. So we've still got decent pace in these tyres, which is good. So, and as you can see, we go through here, and it's still 16 seconds or so, I think that is. So he's not taking out the amount of pace or amount of time out of us that we were expecting. As you can see, it's now 18 seconds. So I think he's had to back off for tyre wear here, which proves my point that maybe he should have stringed along his soft tyres a bit longer. But thankfully he didn't, because that made it a bit easier for us. And as you can see, it's 19 seconds now, so we are pulling away despite him being on the faster rubber. I think we have just played a blinder for our strategy here, and as you can guess, we are going to come round the final corner and we are going to take another back-to-back win. And that is just brilliant driving from us. That's the last race of the BRL season, and we are the only driver to have scored back-to-back victories, and we've done it multiple times with back-to-back victories. So we have been pretty dominant this season. As you can see, Ed's coming around the final corner. He's got the fuel light on, but I don't think that's a problem. And yeah, I think he was kind of annoyed that his strategy that he pitted a bit too early for the super softs, because they were probably knackered by the end of the race, which is why we were pulling away. Bottas now crosses the line in P3, and that's the top 3 rounded off. As you can see, Bottas is cheering a lot there because he came from so far back. Ed had 15 seconds worth of penalties, which meant that he finished 40 seconds behind us. But if you look carefully, I believe, yes, Bottas, if he hadn't had an extra 3 seconds of those 6 seconds added on, he could have finished in P2, which would have been a brilliant 1-2 finish. Anyway, we're now going to jump on to the championship stand. That's the end of season results. As you can see, we finished ahead by 37 points, I believe that is, which is just, well, it's just been a brilliant season for us. And Bottas, he's had a brilliant season as well. It's just a shame he couldn't string back-to-back victories like I did. I think it's the back-to-back victories that gave me the edge. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the video today. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.